What's up, guys? It's Kaiser with Pristine Auction with another episode of Kaiser's Picks. Football season is right around the corner, thank God, which also means fantasy football is right around the corner. So today's episode, we're going to be focusing on current fantasy football players. Let's get into it. All right, guys, we're starting off with quarterbacks. I'm going to pick the top three, starting with number one. We're looking for a certain jersey here. Let's see what we can find. Here we go. Number one, Lamar Jackson. This dude puts up fantasy numbers, and we all know it. If you play, you understand what I'm talking about. This dude is a beast. Running, throwing, he's got the whole thing. In 2019, he had over 3,000 passing yards and 36 passing touchdowns. That's insane. Plus, over 1,200 rushing yards and I think 7 touchdowns. This is my pick for the number one quarterback. We got two more people coming, but this is number one. Lamar Jackson, you're the best for fantasy. We got number two. You guys know this guy's name was going to be thrown out. He's featured on our show episodes a lot for obvious reasons. Boom. There's no secret. I love Pat Mahomes. The dude is an absolute beast. Signed a monster contract, well-deserved. Last year, Patrick Mahomes had over 4,000 passing yards. Let me put that into perspective that you might be able to understand. 4,000 passing yards is 1,000 passing yards more than 3,000 passing yards. He's an obvious choice for fantasy football, Patrick Mahomes. All right, for the third QB for fantasy football, this one's a little bit of a heart pick. I know, people are going to argue with this one, I get it. But he now has DeAndre Hopkins to throw to. So let's be honest here. Coming in at 4'11", 116 pounds, Kyler Murray. And this is a really cool card and pretty dang expensive. And if you see here, there's an actual diamond in the middle. This is an actual size photo of Kyler Murray too. This is full size. We're not going to talk about his stats for last year. They were good. Rookie of the year, that's pretty dang good. But this year I'm telling you, Kyler Murray is going to be top 3 quarterbacks. Calling it right now. Hey guys, we're here. This is a giveaway ladder. We give away stuff. I got the winner for the Frank Thomas mini helmet. That's going to Ray Grabowski III. Congrats. We'll hit you up, hit us up, get you that shipped out. For this week's giveaway, we're going to be giving away $50 Pristine auction credit. All you got to do is tell us in the comments who you think is going to be the best defense for fantasy football this year. That's all you got to do. And you can win a $50 credit to Pristine Auction. You buy whatever you want, 50 bucks. Let us know in the comments. All right, we're on to running backs. Starting at number 3, the third best running back going into this season, in my opinion, is no other than tree trunk legs himself, Saquon Barkley. This awesome New York Giants, full-size helmet, 2018 Offensive Rookie of the Year. This dude is an absolute monster. He is your typical run him over running back. Knock him over and make him bleed running back. Third down, always down, gonna get it down running back. Shove it in their face, touchdown running back. He is so dang good. He had a rough year last year, I know. He was on my team, I get it. This year he's coming back. The Giants have to score points somehow, and who else is gonna do it? Let's be honest. Who else, like seriously, who else is on the Giants? Can anyone score points on the Giants? On to number 2. This is a very expensive helmet. I'm gonna be careful with it, but this guy's also been featured on our channel a few times. This dude's just an absolute beast. You see the Cowboys, you know what it is. Again, this is only number 2, but this helmet might be number 1. Holy crap. We got Ezekiel Elliott on a speed flex. I wish you can feel how heavy this is, dude. This probably weighs more than Kyler Murray. Check out this speed flex helmet. Let me get into this real quick. The speed flex helmets are the helmets they actually wear. Just throwing it out there. It's not a replica. It's not even authentic. This is literally what they wear. This helmet alone it ain't cheap. Zeke Elliott, over 1,300 rushing yards, over 400 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns. You can't really hope for more than that from a running back, honestly. This guy is insane. Zeke literally is the best player in the world. I know in a bunch of drafts, Zeke's probably going to go number 1. I get it, but those people are wrong and they drafted incorrectly. Let's move on to number 1. It's no other than, you already know, Christian McCaffrey. He catches, he runs, he scores touchdowns, he runs and catches, and he scores touchdowns, he runs. Honestly, if you're playing fantasy and you don't take Christian McCaffrey first round, first pick, you're doing something wrong. 19 touchdowns in 2019. The dude had over 1,300 rushing yards and over 1,000 receiving yards. What? This is real life. Christian McCaffrey, your running back, had more receiving yards than the number 1 wide receiver in Green Bay. What? Fantasy points. All right, we're on to wide receivers. Starting with number 3. I know we kind of just bashed on him, but this dude's going to have a good year. Devonta Adams, signed on this awesome Nike cleat. The cleat comes with turf toe. Didn't have the greatest year, but he also didn't have a bad year. But I'm telling you, this year Devonta Adams is going to be top 3. I got him at number 3. This is your year, Devonta. Just take care of that toe. And don't let Christian McCaffrey out-catch you. We're on to wide receiver number 2. And this is another hard pick, but also this dude is probably the best receiver in the league, just throwing it out there as far as talent goes. And this is cool because it's on a Clemson ball. A little different here. We got DeAndre Hopkins. This is actually a really cool ball. We got tires in the back. This dude is insane, and I'm so excited that he's on the Cardinals now. If Kyler Murray is able to see over the offensive line, DeAndre Hopkins is going to get a bunch of looks this year. I'm telling you, number 2 wide receiver this year on the air raid offense, DeAndre Hopkins is going to go off. Draft him. I'm going to go on a lim here and say right now that DeAndre Hopkins will have 10 touchdowns. Calling it. I'm telling you right now, Kyler Murray's going to throw them all the time. It's going to be great. Super excited for our number 1 wide receiver pick. This dude had over 1,700 receiving yards last year. And the problem is he doesn't sign a bunch. Michael Thomas. This is sweet, too. This is on a college helmet. Like I said, this guy really doesn't sign a bunch. It was really hard to find this in our giant warehouse, but we have this. It's pretty sweet. You got all the stickers on the back. You got all these palm trees. These are all the times he visited Miami. Michael Thomas, I don't know what your signature is. It's like NXV. How does that say Michael Thomas at all? Anyways, Michael Thomas. This dude is an absolute beast. He has Drew Brees throwing to him. I don't think Drew Brees is ever going to stop playing. The dude's like 75 years old and he's still throwing bombs. Are these supposed to be palm trees? They're Buckeyes. Yeah. This is a Buckeye? I thought it was the Buckeye peas.
What?
It's Buckeye peas. I thought that's what it was.
Are you being serious?
No. Okay, we're moving on to tight ends. We got coming in at number 2 for the best tight end in this coming season, George Kittle. This dude's an absolute beast, over 1,000 yards, which again is more than Devonta Adams. I'm really regretting picking Devonta Adams for my top 3. But anyways, George Kittle is an absolute savage. There's really only one tight end better than him. You probably know who it is. Travis Kelce. Come on, Super Bowl champ. He's just the clear winner as far as picking your first tight end. If you can select him in your draft, definitely do it. He never lets you down. This dude is an absolute beast, and this photo is freaking awesome. Can we remake this photo with me on there, though? Like, it'll be like me in the background and then obviously me in the foreground, too. I'll sign it. Over 1,200 yards receiving, Travis Kelce is clearly the number 1 tight end. I don't really think you can argue this one. George Kittle's coming. He'll have his time. But right now, it's Travis Kelce, Super Bowl champ. Easy. Okay, we're on to my pick for the greatest fantasy football player of all time, any season, any year. This is kind of a controversial pick, but I think most people would agree that the greatest NFL fantasy football player of all time is no other than LaDainian Tomlinson. This guy was just a fantasy point machine. He just put up so many points. I wasn't even playing fantasy when he played. Unfortunately, I know I'm young, but I wish I could have. I'm sure he was the number 1 pick every season. But let us know in the comments who you think is the greatest fantasy point producer of all time. And I'm not saying he's the greatest running back of all time. I'm saying he's the greatest fantasy point producer of all time. Tomlinson. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about my picks for fantasy football. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and good luck in your fantasy drafts.